If you've ever played Dead by Daylight, you know that stealth is the absolute key to survival. Finding the perfect hiding spots can mean the difference between evading the killer and being caught, giving us survivors the chance to escape infinity loops and pop those gens. Strategic hiding not only keeps you alive, but it also helps your team by diverting attention and buying valuable time. So hold on tight, survivors, as I show you the best hiding spots in Dead by Daylight and exactly which maps make them shine. Whether you're a noob trying to bush tech the trapper, or a seasoned player looking for new strats, these tips will keep you out of the killer's clutches, so let's dive in. To make this easy to remember, I've given it a pretty appropriate name for a horror game. This is what I like to call the bleed method. Let's get started with bush tech. This is a personal fave, as you can do this on almost any map and with any survivor. Tall grass and obstacles like bushes and trees can literally save your life in this game. To take true advantage of the greenery, stay crouched, move minimally, and wait for the killer to pass. If you can't see them, like when I was Bill in this bush, just listen for the heartbeat. You gotta wait for that bad boy to fade away and then you are all set to go. The best maps to use this on are Badham Preschool and other heavily wooded maps like Red Forest. At Badham, you can go to the grass by the playground and the outdoor fences. They both offer great concealment. You can see here how I use bushes at Badham to block myself from Huntress right after I loaded into the game because we loaded in beside each other. For killer-specific tips, you can use this against Nurse to break her line of sight by hiding behind rocks or trees, as her blinks rely on predicting your location. But you want to be careful against other killers like Hag. You want to avoid crouching in tall areas near totems or Jinn, because she often traps those areas. For L, we have Locker Gambit. Lockers are lifesavers for stealth, but they can also be death traps. The Quick and Quiet perk from Meg is a game changer for slipping into lockers unnoticed, as shown here where the killer doesn't hear me enter the locker and runs right past me.
How did that work? What? Lockers, dude, I'm telling you.
To be less noticeable, walk calmly to avoid leaving scratch marks. There are other perks to hide your scratch marks when running, and to use the lockers to your advantage, such as Elodie's perk, Deception. The best maps to abuse the lockers on are Gideon, Meat Plant, and Haddonfield, as the Meat Plant has lockers everywhere, and the tight corridors make it hard for killers to check them all, and Haddonfield has them in almost every house and in weird corners and closets, away from most patrol routes of most killers. Lockers are especially good against Huntress, because if you hear her hum, you can use them to dodge her hatchet throws. However, you might want to be careful camping in lockers with her, as she has to open the lockers to reload her hatchets. Another killer you can locker juke is Demogorgon, as he rarely wastes time on lockers unless he sees you enter, making them safer in his trials. The first E stands for Environmental Awareness. This is so important. To be environmentally aware is to know your surroundings and what to expect from the maps. This can include being knowledgeable of which buildings have windows and pallets, wearing certain outfits to blend in with the shadows and colors of different environments, and using perks like Lightweight to monitor your own movement and make your trail vanish. With better environmental awareness, you will know how to stay low and slow to avoid detection. The best maps to really abuse the environment on are Autohaven Wreckers and the Macmillan Estate. The car wreckage and shadows make you practically invisible when crouched, and the mini car models offer multiple backgrounds for camouflage. I love this map because I get to wear my bright red shirt with Dwight's bald-ass head, and I'm still practically invisible next to all the junk cars. At the Macmillan Estate, the foliage and uneven terrain are perfect for blocking the killer's line of sight and camouflaging yourself in the environment. For specific killers, you can use this against Spirit, as she uses sound heavily during her phase walk, so crouching near tall walls or rocks avoids detection from her. You can also use this against Trapper, because he seems to be legitimately blind half the time, so walking behind a wall is enough for him to not see you.
Man, that's just mean!
Our second E stands for Edging the Killer.
Huh?
This is not what you think, you nasty fuck. Killers love to play an entire game and never see any survivors, so make sure to edge those killers. What I mean by that is that killers often patrol map edges, so let them. Hang near completed generators and focus on bringing chases back towards the outskirts of the map where many T and L walls exist. Use those bad boys to loop the killers into utter confusion, and if you don't know how to loop, check out this Reddit post on the DBD forum for some basic wall strats. It's like 5 years old, but it's still pretty accurate. Typically, killers patrol unfinished gens, so complete the innermost gens first, and use them as a safe zone near the end of the match. Use this knowledge to your advantage by performing heals and other skill checks near completed gens. The best maps to use this on are the Coldwind Farm and the Yamaoka Estate. While the cornfield is tempting at the Coldwind Farm, corn blindness sometimes works. But not against the killer, against you. Stick near completed gens inside barns or silos. At the estate, you can focus on completing the gens by rock formations or under the bridge, because that's much safer than the map's edges, and they offer late game advantages, such as an environmental block from the killer's line of sight and an easy access loop if you do get caught in a chase. Killers you need to specifically edge are Wraith, because he checks edges often, so staying near completed gens or tighter spaces makes you less predictable. His shadow is also easier to see in the light, so maintaining a closeness to the finished gens may help you keep an eye on him. You can also edge Blight, because he is a big boy and needs help getting around those tight corners, so using any edge T and L walls to your advantage cuts off his speed. The D in this method stands for distract, distract, distract. Using perks like Diversion or Deception, you can throw fake pebbles, fake locker entrances, and use other methods to create noise distractions, luring killers away from things you need to do, like generators or heals. It's especially useful when paired with stealthy hiding. This also works with things like flashlights, fast vaults, failing generators on purpose, and other forms of calling attention. If you didn't know this, I'm a big Leon fan, so truly, the flashbang is my favorite one. The best maps to use distraction on are Dead Dog Saloon and Midwich Elementary School. At the saloon, you can use pebbles to distract killers towards the saloon while hiding in outhouses or corners to finish gens, and at the elementary school, the excess of lockers makes noise distraction so much more impactful. The killers this drives the most crazy are Legion, because his frenzy makes him wild chase after any noise notification, so the loud noises will greatly distract him, and the Doctor, because he relies on locating survivors via static blast. A well-placed pebble or a quick use of deception can bait him into wasting his ability. Okay, survivors, there you have it, your ultimate guide to hiding in Dead by Daylight. Whether you're dodging the nurse's blink or avoiding the trapper's snares, these tips will keep you alive and thriving. Share your favorite hiding spots and sneaky strats in the comments below. Thank you so much to everyone who watched, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want some more killer content. Until next time, survivors, stay stealthy, and I will see you in the fog. Bye!